Hi, I'm Darren and welcome to New Factory Classics. Today we're going to break down Deadpool 2. The movie begins with a close-up on Logan dying at the end of the movie Logan. Boy, it would have been nice to see these two in a movie together, but c'est la vie. A distraught Deadpool is walking through his apartment. He's looking around at all of his memories and realizing that he doesn't want to live anymore and he's ready to meet his maker. Flashback to 6 weeks ago. Deadpool actually embraced being a hero. He's been killing mobsters, sex traffickers, and a whole bunch of shady types. Our unkillable hero is being a badass for a good cause, finally. His final kill in the opening montage doesn't go too well, and if it wasn't for Dopinder waiting for him, he might have been killed. Dopinder himself killed his cousin and has developed a bloodthirst. He wants to be a contract killer, just like Deadpool. Though because he doesn't have any discernible training or any mutant abilities, that probably wouldn't go too well. Either way, it's time for Deadpool to go see his girl. It's their anniversary. His gift for her is an arcade token from their first date. Her gift to Deadpool is for her to remove her IUD. It looks like it's time for Deadpool to get down to business, to both defeat the Huns and to create a baby Deadpool. You know, sometimes when you don't finish your job at work comes home with you. And for Deadpool, it's no different. But unfortunately for him, his work came home as the person he was supposed to kill, and that mobster shows up and executes Vanessa. It looks like Deadpool's baby mama is dead, and I'm sure the rest of the movie will be him moving on and finding acceptance. Depression has overtaken our hero. He can't find solace at the bar. He can't find solace hanging out with Blind Al. So he ends up stealing her coke and decides to off himself. Due to his limbs growing back, blowing himself up is more of a spring cleaning type of vibe than actually ending it all. Though one thing is for certain, Deadpool will not get his deposit back on this apartment. Though if he wanted to really end it all and not make any more movies, he should have gone to a Disney Plus show where they send all their heroes to go and disappear. Deadpool wakes up in heaven and he sees Vanessa. He tries to get to her, but he can't. She tells him that he has to go back and live and find his heart. Colossus brings Deadpool back to the Xavier Institute so he can recover and eventually join the X-Men. But he doesn't want to join the X-Men. He wants to throw himself a little pity party. He wants to be just depressed and thinking only about Vanessa. Eventually, he is talked into joining the X-Men. He'll get free room and board, and living in a house that constantly explodes isn't so bad when you survive explosions. Josh Brolin plays Cable. He's from the future, really angry, and somehow played Thanos at the same time. Russell, or Firefist, is an angry teen trying to destroy his school for orphan mutants. Deadpool, Colossus, and Negasonic show up to try and calm down the teen. It seems he's quite angry because the men that work at that orphanage have been mistreating all the kids. While it's probably not a good idea to burn your teachers alive, it probably wasn't a good idea for them to abuse the kids in the first place. Deadpool ends up executing one of the abusers, but it's okay. He looks like Steve Buscemi from Con Air. Russell and Wade end up getting sent to the Icebox, a prison for mutants where they have to wear collars that suppress their mutant abilities. Wearing the collar makes Wade's cancer come back, and he frankly will die soon. And unfortunately for him, he's in a prison cell with a teenage boy that only matches Vanessa in breast size. Wade and Firefist get their butts kicked at lunch, but Wade doesn't seem to care. He just wants to die. He wants the cancer to take over so he can go see Vanessa. But the prison eventually gets broken into by Cable. I don't care how badass Cable has become, though. It doesn't matter if it's 6 feet tall, has an arm that's made out of metal, and time travels, I'm still canceling my subscription. But Cable isn't here actually to get to Wade, he's here to get to Russell. And he'll kill everyone in his path to get to him. When Wade tries to fight him, his collar gets torn off and he becomes Deadpool again. Which is great because Cancer Guy who dies in prison isn't that funny of a movie. Cable and Deadpool fight in the prison until it explodes and they're thrown out the side. Unfortunately, Deadpool said some mean things about Russell that he overheard. And just like everyone else in his life, Russell feels abandoned by Deadpool. Fine then, Russell will make his own family and he searches through the maximum security prison until he finds somebody that nobody likes. I'm sure that person will be calm, level-headed, and a good influence on Russell. Deadpool feels horrible about the things that he said about Russell, so he works with Weasel to create a new team of heroes to go and save the child. Each mutant has abilities a little bit more gimmicky than the last, and what you see is the origin of X-Force, something that would have been a real team if Disney had not bought Fox. Instead, each one will be used for a quick death and a few funny laughs, and then they'll be thrown away, just like Bomb Boy over here. Since the icebox was half destroyed, Russell and a lot of the other supervillains are being transported to a new maximum security prison. The X-Force's plan is to attack the convoy and break out the team. Meanwhile, Cable actually kidnapped Weasel, who acts like a complete weasel and rats them all out. So it looks like X-Force has their work completely cut out for them. While jumping out of a helicopter, X-Force is warned about the high winds, but Deadpool doesn't seem to care. They're all mutants and they're all trained. Nothing bad should happen. And other than Domino and Deadpool, each one of the X-Force members die, one after another, after another, after another, after another. Cable and Domino both get into the convoy, with Deadpool following close thereafter. Cable by all means should be able to defeat Domino in any sort of combat, but for some reason everything randomly always goes her way. Not everything is as easy as a snap, I guess. Now while everyone else is fighting, Russell releases his new friend. It's the Juggernaut! And he's here to say hello to Wade in the most painful way ever. Russell and his new boy toy head to his old school to burn his headmaster alive. Why he didn't just sue the school like a normal American child, I'll never know. Deadpool is growing his little body back, and he's trying to make a plan to stop Russell from killing his teacher, to stop Cable, and to somehow stop the unstoppable Juggernaut. Now, if that sounds hard, in 2024 he'll have to save the MCU from garbage like this. Cable shows up and he reveals that he wants to join the team. It turns out that in the future, Firefist goes crazy and kills any single person that gets in his way. Russell even killed Cable's family. That's why he traveled back in time to stop Russell before he became a killing monster. If Cable were smart though, he'd travel back in time and kill his real nemesis, Netflix. Deadpool agrees to let Cable come, but he wants a chance to try and get Russell to stop from killing. If he can talk to Russell, he believes he'll be able to get him to not become a murderer. Deadpool stops by the Xavier Institute to try and get Colossus to join in on the attack, but Colossus is still mad that Deadpool executed that teacher on live TV. So Cable, Domino, and Deadpool are dropped off by Dopinder. They're here to stop Russell and to somehow stop the unstoppable Juggernaut. Russell begins chasing the headmaster through the school, burning everything in his way. Meanwhile, the headmaster is saying super offensive stuff about mutants. Why he went to college for 7 years to open up an orphanage for mutants if he was super anti-mutant, I'll never know. Now the unstoppable Juggernaut, being unstoppable, is making it super difficult for the heroes to stop him. Right as our heroes are about to die to the Juggernaut, Colossus shows up and he's a little bit more set up to fight this guy. Domino saves the children in the school. Meanwhile, Cable and Deadpool kill all the evil orderlies. When a movie depicts characters as child beaters, it's really easy to watch them get slaughtered. Yukio and Negasonic show up and they help Colossus drown the Juggernaut. How novel for this school to actually have a pool for the children to swim in. Just think, after all their torture throughout the day, they could go and relax by the pool. Deadpool and Cable are trying to talk down Russell from killing the headmaster, but he seems way too far gone. To prove that he actually loves Russell, Deadpool puts on a suppression collar and walks towards him. He shows true vulnerability for the boy, showing that people do actually care about him in this world, and he's trying to save his soul. Russell doesn't care though. He charges his fist and he's about to burn the headmaster. Cable uses his final bullet to shoot Russell. Deadpool jumps in the way though and takes the bullet to the heart, proving that someone on this planet actually cares for Russell. Wade refuses to have the collar torn off though. He wants to die with dignity. And so he does, having proven himself a real hero and saving Russell's soul. Deadpool dies. Deadpool goes to heaven where Vanessa is waiting for him. They can spend their lives together in eternity being happy. And now I have seen it, so you don't actually. Cable realizes he can't just go back to the future to see his family. He must use this final time jump to save Wade. So Vanessa embraces Deadpool one last time, letting him know that the world needs Deadpool for now, and she'll be waiting for him forever, when they will be able to be together. Cable goes back in time and hides the prized arcade token right over Deadpool's heart, so when he gets shot in the heart, it won't go through. Walking out with the team that saved Russell, the headmaster chases them, shouting super offensive things about mutants. Unfortunately for him, Dopinder runs him over. It looks like Dopinder was able to finally stop his bloodthirst, for now. Yukio and Negasonic fix the time machine and give it unlimited charges, and for some reason decide to give it to Deadpool. The first thing he does is goes back in time and saves Vanessa. It looks like she won't be spending eternity in purgatory. Now she can go back to living in the Foxverse, which is slightly better. It looks like Deadpool and Vanessa can finally live happily ever after. Well, at least until the MCU needs a savior. And now I have seen it, so you don't have to. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.